Okay, back with a little bit more Starcraft action for you. The map is Dreamcatcher. The players are in the top left, Cadesius playing Protoss, and in the bottom right, ButtonMan also playing Protoss. Let's get the name bars up at the top. Let's get the production tab up. Um, uh, yeah, what? Hang on. Right, a pylon only now going down for Cadesius, but ButtonMan sent this worker out very, very early. I am instantly suspicious. I'm instantly very suspicious of this. Cadesius is going to see this. The two workers passed each other, and he has caught sight of this. So he spins around and comes back to follow this. Maybe he's going to have a little nibble at it. ButtonMan trying some fancy maneuvers here. It's not going to help him. Probe v probe is pretty dull to watch. But ButtonMan does appear to have dodged Cadesius, and there it is. There's the pylon going down. Hasn't got the forge at home yet though, and does have plenty of money, so this pylon isn't going to necessarily achieve much. Meanwhile, the forge also coming down for Cadesius. Neither of these players have got a gateway. Oh my goodness, is this going to be Cannon Rush versus Cannon Rush? I saw that Cadesius. Now Cadesius is ahead on workers. And that is not a small thing. Cannons are expensive, so you do need to be able to build lots of them. Now, if you know this is coming, a cannon here just fixes everything. Cadesius's forge finishes up just before his opponent's, but it is ButtonMan that gets the first cannon down. Cadesius is just going. Cadesius is just going ham. ButtonMan parked right next to it. Did he get the kill? He got a kill on the worker though, so there's no worker on this side of the map for Cadesius, and this pylon looks like it's going to finish up. But what's he going to do with it? He doesn't seem to be sending another worker, and if he does want to send another worker, he needs to do it fast. Now, why are all of these pylons? Why are none of these cannons? I don't quite understand. ButtonMan, these have finished up now for ButtonMan. All he's got to do is walk up the ramp to here, and the cannons will deal with this. There's nothing to return fire at the top of the ramp here from Cadesius. So I'm not quite sure why Cadesius has not yet built a cannon. Look, a single cannon here just ends this. It completely ends it. And ButtonMan, you've built these. Get up the ramp. These can't see. Look, if I look at the vision from ButtonMan, that's what these cannons can see. They can't see anything up here. He doesn't even know what's at the top of this ramp. So, this feels a bit familiar. Didn't ButtonMan like do some sort of build loads and loads of cannons at the bottom of someone's ramp before? I have a feeling I've seen this before. Okay, you've got your opponent reasonably well penned in. Cadesius with two cannons here. Once those finish up, they will prevent things from coming up. But look, yeah, that's it. That's it. There's nothing there to shoot you. Just that's it. Just stay there and let your cannons do the work. Now, unfortunately, the problem he does have is as soon as these two finish, they will one-shot this probe. So he must have clicked on these. He's got to see that you've got to run. You've got to run. No. Oh, ButtonMan, where did it all go wrong? So no workers. So there can't be any further harass or annoyance here. Now Cadesius, why? These two are enough to prevent a worker getting up here. And that's all you've got to do. That's the only thing you need to do. You don't need any more. And also, these are now blocking you in, so you can't even get units down there. Okay, what does Cadesius need to do? He needs to mine gas. He needs to build a robo. My goodness, he hasn't got a cyber core yet. He needs to build a cyber core. Maybe that's what these cannons were for. Maybe he thought those will be within range of these. And of course they are, and they are going to kill these without any sort of retaliation. ButtonMan, why? Why spend the money? Spend it on an expand here, spend it on a Stargate, spend it on tech, spend it on 100 different things. Yeah, there's a few things Cadesius can do here. He's got a pylon at the other side of the map. Look at this. It's still there, uncontested. I don't know why he stopped building workers, but he has. Maybe he thinks, I don't really like money, I don't want money. If he researches warp gate, look at all these gateways that he's got. He's got 4 gateways. If he researches warp gate, he can just warp in 4 stalkers at the back of his opponent's mineral line and just wreck his opponent's mineral line. And that's pure genius. These zealots, you know, zealots against cannons isn't really that pretty. And plus, for them to even get out, he's going to have to kill one of his own cannons. I don't know. Meanwhile, okay, the zealots finally have at this. ButtonMan, I notice, has also stopped building workers, so neither of these players like money. You know, you're building and expanding is part of having a good economy, but, you know, before you build and expand, like, get 16 workers mine in here. It's much cheaper, much more instantly effective than expanding. Yeah, build workers! Somebody build a worker, please! You're killing me with this. So the Twilight Council is going to... Oh, changed his mind. Well, the Twilight Council was about to come down, and the Twilight Council does allow things like the charge upgrade, and the charge upgrade makes zealots worth twice as much. This is great. A robo is exactly what you need. Immortals are the cure for cannons if you're playing as Protoss. Immortals just absolutely destroy cannons. So what I'd like to see really is ditch this cannon, shoot it with these 3, build a shield battery there, and get an immortal, and you can just park the immortal there, and the shield battery will feed it, and the immortal will just take out that pylon without taking any damage. Then you can walk down the ramp and clear all of this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cannons. You know, there's 1,000 minerals of investment parked right there. And you can ill afford it because you've only got 12 workers mining. Okay, so no warp gate being researched, in fact, for either player, I don't think. And that's a mistake. As Protoss, that's the first upgrade. Everybody gets that. That's what you get. You get warp gate. Warp gate's brilliant. You can, you know, even if you don't use it to warp in units somewhere else, it does actually get units out quicker than gateways. The cooldown time is faster than the build time. So it's always worthwhile. You always want that. Better not be another cannon. It isn't. It's a pylon. That's okay. No immortal out yet. Not really sure why we built a robo if we weren't going to build stuff from it. No second gas. Oh my goodness! ButtonMan's building a worker. Stop the press. So ButtonMan surely storms into an economic advantage here. Look. You know, it's the 7.5 minute mark, and the mineral incomes are still below 1,000. That is shameful, isn't it? That's shameful. Cannons everywhere. How many cannons, I wonder, have been built in this game? No, that's not the one I want. Which structures? Whoa, there's 15 cannons on this map. You know, that's never a good sign, is it? If somebody that's all you need to know about a game of Starcraft, isn't it? If somebody tells you, well, at the 7 minute mark there were 15 cannons on the map, you think to yourself, that is a miserable game of Starcraft. So, an observer about to be built. Please don't fly the observer in this direction. If this observer goes that way and dies to these cannons, I will poke my own eyes out. No, that's a bad time going down that ramp, isn't it? So we never did get that Twilight Council. These zealots don't have charge, and that's a shame. Oh no. Please, I can no longer observe. I might as well stop the game now because I can't see. I've literally got pens in my own eyes. So the pylon's going to go out, and once it does, all of these cannons are shut down and they die. And look, ButtonMan's supply blocked as well. Oh no! What is this game? What's even happening here? Right, finally some tech. A Stargate building for ButtonMan, an actual Stargate. So look, he's got 2 gateways and a Stargate building. It's 9 minutes into the game. It's 9 minutes in. Cadesius of Nexus First Fim only builds his expand now at the 9 minute mark. I don't even know what's happening anymore. This is a pretty rare game. So this observer, Cadesius, I'd like to see it on the other side of the map. I'd like to see it Oops, sorry about that. That's going to make a person feel seasick. I'd like to see the observer in here, having a little look around. Do micro your observers when you're sending them into your opponent's base, because if there is a cannon and you've just clicked somewhere, it will just fly clean over the cannon and die. So the observer is now on its way. I don't know where it is rallied to, but it is coming. So he should be able to see what his opponent's got. There's an Oracle in production, not the fastest Oracle in the world at 10 minutes, but you never know, he might get something done with that. All he's got to do is kill 10 workers, and Cadesius has no income. None. Move, 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 move. Yeah. Well, it got far enough in for him to see this. I doubt that he had a chance to click on that, so he won't know what that is that's building. It is in fact a gateway, but Cadesius won't necessarily know that, and he won't know about this Stargate either. So tech-wise, you know, with the Stargate and a fourth gateway finishing up, for ButtonMan, ButtonMan isn't looking in bad shape. This Robo has unfortunately remained idle for Cadesius, and that is in part because he just can't afford it. You know, why are there no workers being built? You've got an entire mineral line here to mine, and there isn't a worker in production. There still isn't a second gas on Cadesius. Come on, you're killing me here. Build stuff. What are you building? You're building like there's nothing happening here. Build, 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 build. Workers, workers, workers. Okay, you know, I'm sure I've said it before, and I will probably say it again. Don't stop building workers until you have 3 bases saturated. Once you've got 3 bases, 1, 2, 3, and 100% saturation, so 16 workers in minerals, 3 in each gas, at that point, say to yourself, I have enough workers. I will now stop. And then when you get your 4th up, by the time that happens, this will be mined out, and you can just transfer workers from here. It's okay if you build a few extras, but you don't need to go really any further than 3 bases worth of workers. But until that point, this production tab should just always have workers in it. Always. No, you know, just always. That's it. That's the law. So Cadesius pretended to build workers. It looks like he's been busy building workers, but actually he just transferred them from here. So 4 of 10 here, still no gas. The forge idle, the robo idle, the gateways idle, these gateways idle. So plenty of production facilities, plenty of things that you could be spending money on, but you're not. Over in ButtonMan land, idle, idle. This one, well, he's supply blocked, isn't he? This one's got a queue while this one stands idle. You know, I don't know. But there is a forge that is busy, and it's doing stuff. Don't forget to use this chrono boost. Don't forget to chrono things, because you can speed up this upgrade by 50%. ButtonMan has similarly, you know, made it look like he's built a bunch of workers here, but he hasn't. He just transferred them from the men. So the men at 5 of 14 means that these income tabs are still fairly miserable, still, you know, struggling to scrape past the 1,000 mark, which is pretty shocking, really. Now, let's have a look at the army supplies. It is actually pretty close. Worker supply, pretty close. Army supply, pretty close. There are, I think, two oracles in here, and I'd like these oracles to have been busy doing stuff. You know, oracles they're not a particularly useful thing in a straight up fight. I'll tell you where they are a useful thing. They're a useful thing at killing workers. So what you have to do to get these to kill stuff is press C, activate this, the pulsar beam. Until you do that, they won't shoot. To get your phoenixes to kill stuff, you have to use this, the graviton beam, and lift things up into the air, because phoenixes don't shoot things in the ground. So 1 oracle dead, 2 oracles dead without ever doing anything. These phoenixes, I don't see them lifting stuff up, so they're not really engaged in this battle. So that means effectively Cadesius probably has the bigger army. And these sort of large numbers of zealots tanking, Cadesius cleans that up easily. So despite the army supply initially being slightly in favour of ButtonMan, some of that supply was tied up in those flying units, which simply didn't do anything. They need microed, those units. They're not just a kind of, I'll just click in there and it'll automatically kill things. That's not how they work. Whereas all of Cadesius' units do work in exactly that way. Now, Cadesius, you surely just saw with that observer that world of cannons and the shield battery. You have got enough to break that, but it would be very expensive. In fact, I don't know that you do actually. Oh, what? Hang on. Oh, that's these ones as well. That's a stupid number of cannons. Literally a stupid number of cannons. So I don't even know. These don't have any upgrades, do they? And there's still no charge. So, if you do want to storm up here, what you need is immortals. You've got to have those immortals. You've got to have immortals at the front, just blasting these cannons to pieces, because they do such a good job of that. Such a good job. This photon cannon damage 20. The immortals will turn up. The barrier will pop on them that absorbs like 100 damage or whatever. So the first 5 shots from the cannon don't do anything to the immortal. Literally nothing. Nothing. So meanwhile, the damage that the immortal does to the cannons is roughly all the damage. Just, I don't know, 4 shots to kill a cannon or something. So if you've got 4 immortals, you're literally just turning up and going pop, 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 pop. Oh look, you don't have so many cannons now, do you? And none of your immortals have even got a scratch. Do you know what I'd love? I don't know if I've mentioned it at all. I'd love these players to build some workers. Come on, Cadesius. Show me the worker supply. Miserable, look. Miserable. Let's have a look at the units killed. So heavily in favour of Cadesius. If I pop up the units lost tab, look at that. That's pretty brutal, isn't it? That's quite a disparity. So despite having a pretty poor economy, Cadesius is ahead largely because he's killed so much of his opponent's stuff. Whoa, that's a lot of sentries. So ButtonMan must have thought, oops, I've got a lot of gas. What can I spend that on? Sentries. These sentries are spellcasters like oracles are. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. The Sim City here is absolutely horrible. Look at the path these zealots are having to take just to get out of their own base. Look at that, all the way around there. That's absolutely vile, and I don't like it. Imagine something turns up in your base here and starts to kill you like a warp prism. How long does it take for these units to get there? They've got to go the whole way around here, the whole way around here, around there, before they get there. Your Nexus is dead by the time they've walked there. Literally, that's horrible. I don't like it. Anyway, what I would love to see is these Phoenixes being busy. Getting on. Oh, went behind Dark Shrine. Brilliant. Where is it? Where's the shrine? Here it comes. And a fleet beacon. I'm just going to throw down all the tech in the world. Blink being researched. You don't have any stalkers whatsoever, but let's get Blink anyway. The Dark Shrine is going to enable Dark Templars, but there are cannons at the top of the ramp here, so DTs aren't going to be able to get in. I wouldn't be too surprised to see some cannons appear here. But look, Cadesius, great, you've got a 3rd base up, but you're still not building any workers. You've still only got 1 gas. 1! Come on, dude, 17 minutes. What is this? Strong position in the middle of the map here, very strong indeed. So if you tried to get across the map here, you'd have a hard time. So what you'd probably do is you'd come out here and go, oh, that doesn't look so good. I'm just going to walk around it and go and kill my opponent. But yeah, I look how much money this is. Look at it. There's 9 cannons here. There's like $1.5 grand of investment plus these. It's well over 2,000 minerals. Is your army worth 2,000 minerals? Is it? I don't know. I'm not so sure it is. These guys are busy, aren't they? Oh, there's more over here. Look. What is even happening? What is this? But don't worry, because these sentries are going to sort it out. I don't know if you've ever seen a fight between cannons and sentries. I don't think I have. I don't really want to. That sounds like a horrible, horrible thing, doesn't it? Sounds like a pretty horrible thing. You guys probably may or may not be familiar with Tiananmen Square, which was a famous sort of riot in China a very long time ago, and a guy became very famous. There was posters made of him because he stood in the way of incoming tanks and hit them with a stick. Yeah, sentries against these cannons will be a bit like that. It'll be a similar sort of fight to essentially hitting an armoured tank with a stick. Okay, so still no warp kit. +1 shields, I believe, done. But and +1 weapons. So a light skirmish here. Some stuff comes in. The sentries can easily defend this. I think a sentry got a kill there. You don't see that very often. One of the things these sentries will be great for is this is zealot heavy. Look, there's 20. What's that? 20 some zealots. 21 or something. And they're melee units, so these sentries can drop force fields and just keep them out. Do you know what this game absolutely doesn't need? More cannons. There's now 37 cannons on the map. 37. You know, it never occurred to me in all the years I've been playing Starcraft. It never occurred to me that I would ever watch a game in which 37 cannons were made. Right, look, these guys, incredibly, the main base is mined out here. You've run out of minerals in the main base. No one knows how, because most of the time I only had 4 workers actually collecting them. I believe Cadesius now has 0 gas income. Oh, sorry, no, wait, what? Hang on. Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, 0 gas income. ButtonMan in that regard is well up on the deal. Look, he's got 1 here, 1 here. 3, 3, so that's loads. Look at the way these guys are having to mine gas. I mean, look, you've got all this empty space where you could be building stuff. Just like, why pile it all in here? I don't understand. I don't understand. Look at this upgrade that's been researched. Shadow Stride. I have literally never seen this used in a game. Never. They introduced this, I don't know, a year or so ago, a couple of years ago, and it's a bit like Blink but for Dark Templars. And I have never played in a game where someone's used it. I've never seen a pro game where someone's even researched it. It has never been used. Never. Never. It's a bit like that Terran upgrade that allows you to fit more Marines in a bunker or something. No one in the world of Starcraft has ever researched that upgrade. But you never know, we might see it. Whether or not we'll see it be used, it might be a different thing. Oh, another little skirmish. So some zealots getting shot. And look, the cannons are pretty much touching each other now. 40 cannons on the map. Let's run back to the shield battery. Bam, ba, da, bam, 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 ba, da, bam, bam. I'll tell you what, Phoenixes can't lift up cannons. Dark Templars against cannons. Nope. Sentries against cannons. Yeah. Picture the scene. Row of tanks come in. And the Guardian Shields are an excellent idea, though. That Guardian Shields are very helpful. Some force fields might be nice too. But yeah, row of tanks come in. Man with a stick. That is essentially a sentry. Look at the damage they do here. Damage 7 with the disruption beam. Weapon speed 0.7. Yeah. So look. You think that's kind of similar to a zealot, but it's not. I'll tell you for why. Notice that's damage 7 with a weapon speed of 0.71. And the zealot, it's 0.86 and it's damage 9. And you're like, well, that's 2 more damage and it is also faster. But look, attacks 2. So actually it's damage 18. It's a lot more. It's a lot more. Sentries mostly just tickle stuff. They mostly just tickle stuff. And look how much health they've got. It's 40 shields, 40, whereas the Zealot is 150, whereas these are 80. So, they just die really easily. They're not good in a fight, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, brilliant. Do you know what? I'd love for one of these players to make more cannons. Now, Cadesius, you've built a lot of cannons, and you've got your opponent boxed in. At that point, you think, my opponent's boxed in, what I should do is expand everywhere. and just get a 200 supply army. So please do that. Now, if you're going to have all these expands and all this money, what are you going to spend it on? At present, nothing. Look in this production tab, what are we building? A nexus and an extractor. You've got 3,000 in the bank. You know, this is a war game. It's a game about going to war. And to go to war, you need an army, right? How many sentries does it take to kill a cannon? 20. Roughly 20 sentries to kill a cannon is what you need. So there you go. ButtonMan has sort of broken out, but these charge lots and stuff will sort this out a treat. Although the Templars can't be seen. Oh yes, they can. Observer. So yeah, I don't even know who's winning, to be honest. I can't really tell. Cadesius certainly has the army supply advantage. This little fella is now dead. That's a real shame, because now the Dark Templars cannot be seen and they will ruin your day. ButtonMan may not be aware that if he shoots these rocks, they will fall down and block this area. And that can be quite cool. A cunning thing to do. Notice that these are 500 health but armor 3, is to shoot these up so that they've only got like 1 health remaining. And then you just leave them like that. If you shoot these, they tumble down and they block this entire area off. You shoot them till they've got 1 health remaining, and when your opponent's army, here it all is, comes at you and is in this, you just, one of these cannons, you click on that and it shoots it, and the rocks come tumbling down. Cut your opponent's army in half and trap half the units here for you to kill. And that's quite a sneaky, that would be a sneaky tactic. I would like to see such a sneaky tactic, but I don't think we will. Right, is anybody building any cannons? Good. Cadesius, you're catching on. Look, building workers now. I wonder how many gas Cadesius is mining from. Let's see if we can figure it out. 2. Right. 26-minute mark. Still hasn't taken the gas in the main. Hasn't taken the gas in the natural. Just these 2. So he looks up in this corner. He sees that he has 5,500 minerals. He sees that he only has 500 gas. And he thinks, what I'll do is I'll get more workers mining the gold base here for more minerals. Won't bother spending the minerals. I'll just save them up for a rainy day. Yeah, all them warp gates. So in terms of structures, we have got 10 warp gates for Cadesius, 9 gateways for ButtonMan. It's a lot of structures. There's a lot of stuff in this game. Just look at all this guff. Look at it. I want to see a mothership. That's what I want to see. Right, what's this really going to get done? You'll kill a pylon, you'll kill a couple of cannons. You're not going to break it with, most of your army's parked there. I don't really get that. I don't see the point. Okay, let's see if this gets anything done. Guardian shields I'd like to see go up. Because Guardian shields will make quite a lot of difference. I've never seen that many sentries on the screen. All these zealots and stalkers at the back that aren't doing anything. These zealots are trapped. This is an awful engagement for Cadesius. Literally terrible. No Guardian shields from ButtonMan, so that's not the godlike micro I wanted to see either. But at the same time, he's doing huge amounts of damage. Only now Cadesius starts to micro this stuff at the back and get it moving. Force fields would be superb here. Trap those zealots, keep them in. But I think Cadesius is just losing huge amounts here. He's going to clean it up eventually. This shield battery standing strong and did so much healing. But that was a lot of units killed. That was a lot of units killed, and now he chooses as his moment to go for it. Doesn't even get a cannon. Not even one. This Templar doesn't know what he's doing. Hasn't a clue. Look at the attack of a Templar. Down, run, yeah. What? Cadesius now not building anything. 1 pylon. I suppose he doesn't have much money, so it must be hard to build stuff when you're that skint. Choose a attack path and just go for it, Cadesius. Yeah, what are you waiting for? You're not going to win the game with shield batteries and cannons. Neither of you are. It doesn't get you again. None of these cannons are going to destroy your opponent's base. This shield battery is not going to destroy your opponent's base. You need stuff, whatever that stuff may be. Look at all that money you've got. You know, mine a bunch of gas, go and build like 5 Stargates, 6 Stargates, 7 Stargates, and just build a fleet of Void Rays, sail it into the back of your opponent's base, and just kill all of this stuff. And then who cares about these cannons? Kill those at your leisure, you know. More cannons. 9 cannons in production. Oof. I kind of don't want to watch anymore. This Templar shouldn't be there. Look, he's just getting shot in the face. What's the point in him? Templars are awesome units, but again, they need microed. You need to research Storm for the Templars, or you can just build Templars and then turn 2 Templars into an Archon, and an Archon is a very potent unit indeed. Like, this guy's holding some gas that he's mined. Where did he mine that from? Over here, look. Yeah. So Templars are great. Storms are fantastic things. Feedback is very useful, especially against Terran. You can feedback Medivacs. Against Zerg, you can feedback Queens and stuff like that, and Overseers. Against Protoss, you can feedback other Templars. You can feedback the Mothership. The feedback spell basically turns any energy. So the way this Templar has psi energy here at 150 of 200, if he got feedbacked, it turns all of that energy into damage, is what it does. So drains all the energy, deals 1 damage per point of energy. So that can insta-kill a fully charged up Medivac, which is fantastic. It can wreck ghosts, it can wreck queens, all sorts of stuff that it can be very, very useful for. Some zealots, not all of them, some zealots run in and have another poke at this cannon and don't get anything done. This stuff is going to walk out and have a poke at these cannons, and it's not going to get anything done. It's just going to die. It's damaged a pylon there, which Cadesius can ill afford to replace. I tell a lie, he can't afford to replace that. He's just choosing not to build any. You know, Cadesius could build things, he's just choosing not to. Look, I wonder how much damage this cannon has absorbed. You know, look at it, shot after shot, just healed up by the shield battery. There's no way to get information like that about just how much hits something is taken. This is the weirdest game ever. I mean, does ButtonMan even know about this stuff down here? No, he doesn't. He hasn't even been down there. He keeps trying to go through here. Hasn't even tried to just walk around. You know, or just go around here. What? Just like what? Like, why walk into these cannons over and over again? What the hell? Just like get an army and go around the side. God, what is this? What has Starcraft become? Is this my fault? Is it? Is this because like I post videos and show people how to do cheeses and they think that's the best way to play Starcraft? Just build 1,000,000 cannons. It isn't. It doesn't make for a good game. It doesn't make for any sort of game really. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what ButtonMan's doing. But whatever it is, he's doing it furiously. He's not building stuff, that's for sure. He's got 1 stalker in production. Meanwhile, Cadesius, like, is just waiting for. He's just waiting for some cannons to finish up there. I don't know. This is freaking me out. No, don't seriously, don't go that way. You know what's there. You know what's there. You know full well that 3 stalkers is not going to kill what's there. This forge sat idle the whole time. Has Cadesius done any upgrades? I wonder. Let's find out. No, not even one. He literally, a forge was the first building that he built in this game. The forge that does upgrades hasn't done an upgrade yet. 30 minutes in, all that money in the bank, no upgrades, not a single one. I mean, you should be shamefaced, really, shouldn't you? You can't be going around, you know. Build some more cannons or something. Build something. Literally anything. I'll settle for anything, but even just build a pylon at this point. Build nexuses here, 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 and here, because you might as well. Just all them nexuses. Build some gas, for crying out loud. Please build some gas. 7 more gateways. Why? What are you going to do with the 7 gateways? You know, you're not using the gateways you've got. Why do you need 9 more? You know what I mean? What? So that they can be idle as well and not build anything? You know, all that money this late in the game, and you've never got anywhere close to 200 supply. You've never had an army. You know, gateway units at the 30-minute mark? No! Tier 3 units. I want to see Colossus. I want to see Immortals. I want to see Disruptors. I want to see Stargates. I want to see Carriers. I want to see Tempests. You know, those are the things I want to see. I want to see Archons, Storms, so stuff, technical, clever stuff. Not Zealots that you can build 3 minutes in. You know, what's a Zealot going to do at this stage of the game? Uh-oh. There's some over there as well. But you know where there isn't any? Here, look. You know that there aren't. Let's go and try our luck at running it up against these cannons as well. Oh, more Zealots with 0 upgrades. Give me strength. What is even happening here? Were those stalkers dancing? Were they? Is that what they were doing? I'm just going to shoot you in the face, mate. Yeah. Pew, pew. Run away. Keep running. Haha. Pew, pew. Run away. Keep running. If only he had blink, but he doesn't. Oh, he does. Blink, blink, blink away. Blink, blink. Off you go. Blink. No, just run. Just get surrounded. Walk. Shoot that one. No, the one that's almost dead. Don't shoot the one with full shields. What? What is this? Look at that guy. Look at him. Look at him. The one that's lucky to be alive. Where is he? There. Him. Anyway. Cadesius, busy again, building nothing. ButtonMan, meanwhile, is building... I don't even know. Look. Idle workers. Hasn't built a nexus here. Why would you? Don't know. Cadesius, all them gateways. Got a nexus. Won't bother with gas. Nah, no gas. You don't really need gas, do you? You know, what would you spend it on? I don't understand. I don't understand the thought processes of the players at this. Finally, no. What? What? Why would you do this? Keep those workers alive. Why wouldn't you mine from here? You've got perfectly good expand right here. Take it. What are these guys doing? I don't understand. I don't understand the thought processes. How do you sit staring at the screen with all that money, not building anything? How do you? What do you? You just kind of think, oh, it's probably a stalemate at this stage. I can't possibly kill those cannons. Of course you can, just not with this guff. That's not going to work. You know what I mean? You're going to kill, like, what, a cannon and a shield battery here? Maybe a pylon? Oh no. You know, you haven't even sent this stuff in as well. This is actually going to kill quite a few cannons. Oh, if that pylon had went down, you might have killed maybe another cannon. So we must be right down into the sort of low 50s in terms of the cannon count on the map now, and that's slightly disturbing. This guy's going to go and find, to his horror, oh no, what's all this? It's a gold base. But don't worry, it hasn't mined any gas whatsoever, so you're okay. Another gold base, are you kidding me? But that one, yeah, that's it. Look, that's the closest we've come to seeing any like quality damage happen in this game, isn't it? That little bzz, bzz on a nexus was about as close as we got to either player threatening the other's base, isn't it? Seriously though, wasn't it? Yeah, more. Yeah, that's what we need. I was curious about what you would build next. I was thinking, you know, what does the player that's got all that money build next? What do they build? Pylons. That's what they build. What? Like, what's wrong with these minerals? What's wrong with those? What is wrong with those? They're really good. Look, 1800, 900, 900, 1800, 900. you adding that up? I hope so. That is roughly enough minerals to end this game. Mine this out, turn it into void race, turn it into carriers, turn it in... Oh, tempests would be just the ticket. Turn it into tempests. These things, tempests right here, have got attacks from long range. You're damn right it does. A tempest parked here can probably shoot like this Nexus. They have a ridiculous range. So, you know, go ahead and build a bunch... Don't walk out here. What's it going to achieve? Nothing. Don't do it. No! Stop it! Got a zealot. But you lost a zealot. So, you know, we'll call that quits. You want to be careful though, because Cadesius might go and build some more gateways to not build stuff from. What are we up to now? 19 gateways. And, well, 19 warp gates and 11 gateways. So, you know, if he converts all these, that's 30 warp gates. So he's finally spent all his money, but he hasn't spent it on an army. How can you have spent all that money and still not be anywhere near 200 supply? No, know what? Did I miss some important chat? No, that's the first message that's been sent. Just no. I agree, Cadesius. Simply no is what I say to this game. No. Oh, look! Sif probably get them mining from that. Bit of long range mining. Actually, you can't, because they probably can't get all past all the... Oh! Can't get past the cannons to do the mining, can they? They can't. Let's look at something. Let's look at the income tab. I'm losing the will to live. Neither player mining gas. You know, Cadesius, what's the total amount of gas Cadesius has mined in this game? I'll tell you how much it is. It is 2,250 gas. Oh no, that's not true. He mined these as well. It's thrice that. Just, I want to be sick. You know, that's where that's where ButtonMan's mining from. That one patch. In a minute, hopefully somebody will build a cannon. Cadesius, with 50 spare supply under the light pedal, has decided that it's probably time to stop building stuff. You know, if half the money that has been spent on cannons in this game had been spent on army, this game would have ended 30 minutes ago. This is miserable. What's this worker going to do? He's brilliant. That's a cutting blow. Neither player now doing anything. What is the APM? I don't really understand how the APM isn't 0, because I don't see anything moving, and nothing's being built. Some furious micro happening there. Right, you walk over there and see what happens. Ah, there's people stabbing me. Right, well, run away then. Oh no, I'm still being stabbed. Cadesius furiously spamming warp gates there, and that temporary spike. The APM, it's worth noting, is a rolling average. So when you see it jump up like that, you know, if you furiously spam 5 buttons in a row, really close together, your APM for a brief flash is, you know, in the high hundreds, and therefore the rolling average kind of spikes a couple of hundred and then takes several seconds to gradually come back down to 0. Yeah, which isn't very meaningful. That wasn't the one I was looking for. There you go. There's the average APMs. I don't know how ButtonMan has averaged 64. I don't really understand how he's managed that, because, you know, I haven't really seen anything happen. Okay. What do you do if you're ButtonMan to break out of here? Maybe think about, you know, here's a top tip. See cannons. They don't move. Look at the way they don't move. No legs, you see. No legs. Zealot. Zealot. Hello, Zealot. Have a look at him. Got legs. Stalker. Got legs. Yeah. With me so far. Worker, no legs, workers, but workers hover, don't they? They hover. Cannons, on the other hand, very firm. Look at that. Doesn't move. Adept, got legs. Sentries, hover. Templar, got legs and hovers. Templars don't walk, they just hover along. That's how boss a Templar is. They've got legs and they don't even need to use them, because they can just hover about the place. Yeah, cannons, on the other hand, don't, right? So if your opponent's using lots of cannons in order to defend themselves, and it is a lot of cannons, let's zoom right the way out. All the cannons. All them cannons. Yeah. If your opponent's using cannons, just go around them. How might you do that, I hear you cry? Build a flying thing. For example, a prism, a void ray, anything that flies. Surely this game's about to end. Cadesius, at the 45-minute mark, finally hits 200 supply. Finally. It's 200 supply of gateway units. I mean, no, there literally aren't even any tier 2 units in here, are there? You know, literally gateway. So zealots, stalkers, that's all it is. We don't, you know, he built a robo, hasn't even built a single immortal from it. Meanwhile, the more technical army of ButtonMan lacks in numbers, so we do have this one Templar. One Templar without storm researched is utterly useless. Is this going to be the end, I ask myself. Why can't... I want to zoom out. Won't let me zoom out. Might be. These shield batteries are doing fine work here. The sentries do need to pop guardian shields. The Templars don't have storm research. Don't attack that. You're being had at by stalkers. Attack the things that are shooting you, not the random building. ButtonMan! What is this? Look, all of this is going to die. You know, 0, 0, 0. 46 minutes in with 7 grand in the bank. Not a single upgrade. Templars are worse than useless if you don't have storm. I mean, there's nothing here to feed back, so turn the Templars into Archons and they'd be boss. As it is, they're not achieving anything. I need to go. I had stuff to do. You know, if somebody had told me this game was going to be 45 minutes long, I'd have said, right, oh, you are kidding me. Right, so... I don't know. Finally, ButtonMan breaks out, does some stuff. Cadesius presumably either builds nothing or more cannons. Cleans it up with a whole load of zealots, almost. Doesn't quite. So, ButtonMan, for a minute there you must have been feeling good, but you have got this expand up now. Look, this 1 DT with 20 kills, he's going to go ham for a while. I can't believe I've wasted 45 minutes of my life. This is the stupidest game I've ever encountered. All my days. The DT's still alive. Some action here. Gonna lose this expand. I don't know. I've lost the will to live. I'm going home.